The EX90 has just gotten a big technical upgrade for the model year 2026, and in this video we're going to talk about all the new exciting and confirmed upgrades for this new model year EX90. And for everybody who's new here, my name is Chris, and on this channel we do EV testing, we do range tests, long trip tests, we do reviews, and big European road trips. And if you want to support the channel, I would highly appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button down below. It is completely free and it takes you guys about 2 seconds, but for me it means the world, and it also means me getting earlier access to launches, to press cars. For example, earlier this year I went to the ES90 launch with Volvo, and I also went to the EX30 cross country, all thanks to every one of you who is subscribed. And I'm really hoping to go to the EX60 launch in January, and I'm also going to make a video on that upcoming car very soon. So subscribe for that, stay tuned for that. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about this new EX90. So I waited a day or two before making this video because of my scheduling, but also because when Volvo came out with a press release like yesterday or the day before, there was lacking information, like for example 10 to 80% charge times, that wasn't there, the peak charge time, that wasn't there, and also details about interior like leather and other stuff wasn't there, which is really weird. So from what I've seen, there's no article actually confirming what I'm about to tell you, but if you go to the Norwegian Volvo website and you go to the configurator, you can find all of that there. So this is interesting. I've gotten a heads up on some of this information earlier from people who work inside the industry, and also from people who work in supporting parts of the industry. You know, I talk to a lot of people on my Instagram, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll also link that down below. I usually give you guys, behind the scenes from my trips. So again, if you want to support me, check that out. And also I want to say that if you did subscribe to this channel before and you've been watching my videos, you would have known that this upgrade was coming. This has been long waiting, this model year 26 upgrade. I think I made a video like 6 or 7 months ago, and I also saw just a few hours Volvo announced this upgrade that people were commenting on videos and on forums that they just purchased or they just took delivery of an EX90 like a month ago, a few weeks ago, and there was no talk about this upgrade when they ordered or bought their car. So some people, at least anecdotally, feel deceived, and I think that's not very good. That's not very good. So, but with that out of the way, let's talk about this upgrade. So the biggest thing is the jump to 800 volt architecture, and this means much faster charging. And I have the numbers in front of me now. Peak charge speed of 350 kilowatts and a 10 to 80% charge time of 22 minutes. So that is down by quite a bit from the old 400 volt architecture's peak charge speed of 250 kilowatts, and also that 10 to 80% charge time of as little as 30 minutes. But remember guys, the old car did take advantage of what I call a loophole, because that 250 kilowatt peak charge speed and that 30-minute 10 to 80% charge time, you could only get on a Tesla supercharger, because normal CCS, rated and certified chargers only output 500 amps for a short period of time, and that drops down to 400 amps after a while. And when you do the math, you do the 400 volt, you do the 500 amps, that's a peak charge speed of 200 kilowatts. But for Volvo to get 250 kilowatt, you could go to a Tesla supercharger, because they can output 625 amps of peak amperage. But again, a loophole, and only available at Tesla superchargers. So more likely you would go to something else than a Tesla supercharger, and you would get somewhere around a 30 to 33 minute charge time. So this is a 10-minute drop. This is quite a substantial improvement in charge speeds. But what is strange that I understand Volvo haven't talked about, but I actually shot this video, started editing it, and then I was, getting some B-roll footage for you guys. I went to the Volvo webpage and I'm like, it says 106 kilowatt hours of usable battery capacity. Doesn't the old car have 107 kilowatt hours of usable battery capacity? Yes, it does. So this car actually has 1 kilowatt hour less capacity, which I think is interesting, is probably because this is a different battery pack than the old 400 volt and the way it's configured. The way they pack the cells and stuff like that to get that 800 volt on this battery pack size. I'm guessing that is why it is a little bit smaller. But I'm also hoping, and I'm crossing my fingers, that with the launch of the BMW iX3 with a 108.7 kilowatt hour battery pack, usable capacity in a cheaper vehicle, that there's going to be a long range version of this coming. Maybe we're going to see like 115, 120 kilowatt hours of usable battery capacity in the future. That's just speculation, but that would be very cool. And also, one of the big upgrades is upgrade in performance. So the twin motor now gets 449 horsepower, up from the old 408, and the 0 to 100 kilometer an hour time drops from 5.9 to 5.5 seconds. So that is quite a bump. But the biggest bump is in the performance version, where the old model had 517 horsepower and did 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.9 seconds. This new model gets the same configuration as in the ES90 twin performance, so 680 horsepower and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.2 seconds. That is quite a jump, and both models will get a WLTP rated range of 621 kilometers. So smaller battery pack, more performance, more range, faster charging, and from what I could see, the same starting price, at least here in Norway. So those are the technical upgrades when it comes to the drivetrain. This also gets the new NVIDIA Drive AGX Orin CPU, which is supposed to give this whole platform a lot more computing power. Remember, when this car launched, it had LiDARs. It has LiDARs. The cars you bought, a year ago, people have LiDARs, but the CPU, the computing power, isn't enough to run that system. So with this new CPU, there should be enough computing power to run the infotainment system, all the systems, and also this new ADAS-based LiDAR that the cars have come with. And the good news is that cars which are older, cars that people have taken delivery of, are going to get this new NVIDIA hardware upgrade for free. So just book an appointment with your dealer and Volvo will sort you out. So lastly, we have the new 22-inch double 5-spoke wheels. We saw touring a car in the US. It was a mulberry red car at stands and at different, car shows. It looked beautiful, but this was a wheel that wasn't available in the configurator. And if I were to reorder an EX90, because remember guys, I ordered one back the day after it was launched, but I canceled my order because my order was pushed back like a year, and if I actually sat on my order, I wouldn't have taken delivery of my car before this summer, the summer of 2025. And imagine me who makes videos on cars, critiquing cars, taking delivery of this, and then a few months later, model year 2026, technical upgrade, I would have been pissed. So I'm glad I canceled my order, but maybe I can reorder it now because this is a much more attractive car. So if I were to reorder one, I would probably do the mulberry red or maybe the white with these 22-inch wheels. And also big interior upgrade. And also one of the reasons I canceled my order was the lack of a Nappa or even a leather option. I daily drive a Taycan Cross Turismo, which I've owned for almost 4 years. I have the upgraded leather in that car. That means leather on the airbag cover, on the doors, on the lower part of the doors, on the dashboard. It just feels and smells like an expensive Italian handbag. And hopping into the EX90, which I've driven on so many occasions, I've driven it from Madrid to Portugal and back. I've driven it in northern Sweden. I've driven it a whole bunch of times here in Norway. I love that car. It is amazing to drive. But for me, as nice as the interior is, as good as the seats are, as comfortable as the ride is, as quiet as it is, and as smooth as it is to operate, there is a lack in luxury, which I think now has been rectified because you can now option it with 3 colors of Nappa leather, ventilated seats. But we saw some leaks of mulberry leather. I'm a little bit disappointed that that is not available, at least for the 2026 yet. But I would probably go for, maybe the cardamom interior with the white exterior. Yeah, that would be a nice throwback to my XC90 I had back in 2016, the actual car that I started this channel on. So I think this is a really nice upgrade, and I can't wait to drive this car, at least to see it and, experience it in person. The new charging speeds, the new interior with leather, also those wheels would be really nice to see. And also the improved efficiency. I don't know, more range from a small battery pack means more efficient. So guys, let me know what you think of the upgraded model year 26 Volvo EX90. Are you as excited as me? Tell me so in the comment section down below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye. If you like the content I make here on the channel and want to support my videos, you can join my Patreon in the link down below. All contributions, big or small, is highly appreciated, so thank you very much.